What's going on, everybody? How are we doing? This is Brock Purdy, the Him Pin. Check it out. We got to talk about Brock Purdy because everybody else is talking about Brock Purdy. The hate is getting out of control. We got to stand with Brock. Brock Purdy, lead us. And you know what? It's Brock Purdy versus the world, man. How we feeling, everybody? What's up, Danny? What's up, Enrique? What's up, Steven? What's good, my man, S. Flood? He says, Levi's was electric Saturday. What an experience. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. And I can't wait for this Sunday. What's up, Christine? What's up, Jay Bird? Rick says, let's talk about the quarterback, the good way of quarterback. Feel bad for our quarterback, and let's talk good about our quarterback. Yeah, let's talk good about Brock Purdy, shall we? Because Brock Purdy's getting nothing but hate from the national media, most of the media. There's some that are defending him. You know, Emmanuel Acco, Dan Orlovsky had a nice little video he broke down, and you know, Richard Sherman, of course, is standing up for him. But today, the man who stood on business and was the voice for Brock Purdy, and he silenced the doubters, all the haters, all the critics. My man, Pat McAfee, stood on absolute business today. You guys seen the video. He spit nothing but facts. It was incredible. It was nice to see someone actually spit, like, true facts about Brock Purdy and his game. And he had stats. And he just backed it up. And it was so amazing because these talking heads, they're not even watching the games. I'm 100% convinced they're not watching the games. They box score watch, and he's not throwing. He's just throwing checkdowns. They say that because that's what they want to hear. And that's what they hear other people saying. Oh, he must be throwing checkdowns. You watch the game. He's throwing it downfield. How are you throwing checkdowns if he's throwing it 10 yards, 15? He led the league in air yards. Like, this guy is incredibly talented, but he gets so much disrespect because the media wants to portray him as, well, he's the 7th round pick, the last pick in the draft. He can't be good. But guess what? Pat McAfee was the hero we needed today. I'm just going to let Pat take it away. We're going.
Yesterday, there were some things being said. And it's not just yesterday. I guess it's any time this particular player potentially doesn't play the perfect football game. It's not only on the internet, but it's also in real life. I'm done with the Brock Purdy slander. This dude's in his second year. In the NFL, out of Iowa State. He was playing against Washington State just a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's in his second year in the NFL. Back-to-back NFC championships. Last pick of the draft. We all understand that. This guy was handed absolutely nothing through this entire process. And now it's like, well, we got to come out and kill this guy because he didn't have a perfect game in divisional round against Green Bay Packers. Well, I just want to remind everybody, here's some interesting stats from Hembo on Brock Purdy about this season, okay? Not just this season, Brock Purdy era with the San Francisco 49ers. Including the playoffs, the 49ers are 20-5 and average 29.2 points per game with Brock Purdy as their starter.
Is that good?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. That's top 5 in the league. 29.2 in points per game. They're 17-3 and average 30.1 points per game when Debo and Trent Williams both play. One of those losses came in the NFC title, by the way, whenever he was knocked out in the first quarter or whatever. During the regular season, this one, he led the NFL. This is Brock Purdy. Basic ass, bomb ass, system quarterback, check down ass Brock Purdy, okay? During the regular season, he led the NFL in yards per attempt, yards per completion, first downs per attempt, passer rating, total EPA, success rate, and total QBR, okay? Check down, bad, terrible ass, basic ass Brock Purdy led the NFL in all those things. By QBR, okay, quarterback rating or ranking, whatever the hell they call it.
Sure.
He was the top 5 player at quarterback in these categories this season. Versus man, when blitzed, when not blitzed, when pressured, when not pressured, in the pocket, in the red zone, in the fourth quarter, and on third down. Okay, so everything that matters, okay? And in the playoffs this season and last season combined, his QBR is a 67.6 on a 0 to 100 scale, which is far above, I guess, what normal, I don't know, that was a bad stat.
Handball.
And then on that fourth quarter Go-ahead touchdown drive against the Green Bay Packers. He went 6 of 7 and passed for rush for 58 of the 69 yards that they gained. If you do recall, Conley, now we got Kittle, now we got Jennings, in a keyhole, reading the defense. Put it over a linebacker in front of a safety, just within fingertips of everybody. Check down quarterback. Ayuk obviously makes an incredible catch for him, but what about the ball? What about the ball that was thrown there? This is getting absurd. I didn't think or expect myself to ever take a stand for a man named Brock Purdy.
Sure.
Okay, in my entire life.
Yeah.
Dad of Iowa State. Quarterback for the Niners. That's so far left on the map. I would never pay attention to that.
The 1 seed.
That's so far over there. No, I'm tired of it. This guy's in his second year. He's only going to get better. And now there's a story coming out that Kyle Shanahan told him he was the guy unless they could get Tom Brady out of retirement or whatever, and to which he was both pumped and bummed because he's a competitor. But he was also, once again, the last pick in the draft. He's not expecting anything. He was hoping to make the team. That's all he wanted to be on, was the practice squad. And now in his second year, back-to-back NFC championships and leading the league and everything. Darius, I'm sick of it. I can't take it anymore. I don't understand it.
Woo, man, Pat McAfee stood on business. He stood on that, baby. He was the voice of reason today. He silenced every doubter today with that talk. Like, he backed it up with facts. Cooked, baby. He put the gumbo in a pot. He mixed it up, and he cooked, he souffled, and he cooked a beautiful gourmet 10-piece meal, man. I love Pat McAfee for that. I mean, he came in there, and he was tired of the slander, man. I'm tired of the slander. We're all tired of the slander. That was so needed if you're a Niner fan. Like, he just said, you know what? I want to put everybody's nonsense in a blender. Super blended it all up, man. That was amazing. When I saw that today, I was like, holy smokes. Shout out to Pat, man. The Niners, man, they got a star, man. You know, it's just people hate the man because he's the last pick in the draft. We've said it. And they're jealous, man. They're jealous. And if Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson fall to Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl, oh, God, I cannot wait. I cannot wait, man. Jeez. It's, Russell says, imagine how the goalposts are going to move when Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl. When he wins, if he wins, they're going to move the goalposts so much. They're going to say, well, they had Ayuk, well, they had Kittle, well, they had CMC, well, they had Trent. Well, they're going to say all that. Still got to deliver them the ball, just like he made the point of the Jennings pass. Like, a beautiful pass. I mean, he put it right over the linebacker, so he couldn't get it. He threw it right to Jennings. The pass to Ayuk is a beautiful pass. It was a beautiful pass. I mean, yes, the catch was phenomenal by Ayuk. Like, he laid out for it. I love it. But the placement was perfect. And that's what people are not watching. They're looking at him and saying he must be checking it down because that's Kyle Shanahan's system. That's what happened. That's what Jimmy Garoppolo did. He checked it down because he couldn't throw a pass 20 yards. He had to check it down. He had to take the safe route. That's not Brock Purdy. Watch the film. I challenge you, if you're a hater of Brock Purdy, I challenge you, pull up the all 22 film and just watch it. Go get an NFL subscription. I have it here. I watched this film. They always let you. Here it is. Look, NFL app. You can pretend that you know about football if you watch. You just look at it. You get the same coach's film that everybody else gets. Look at this. Here we go. All 22 right here. All 22. It's available. And you can sit here and watch every play and analyze it and see it in a different angle. Look at this. This is the all 22 film, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what happened? Oh, they threw an ad on there. Come on. I'm not paying for ads. Look, it's the all 22 film. You can sit there and watch every play in all 22 film, coach's film. I challenge you. If you're a hater, go watch it. Watch the tape. Brock Purdy's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah, Jimmy brought the winning culture. He did, but he couldn't throw it 20 yards, and that's a fact. That brings me to my next guy because we got to talk about this guy. So I love Pat McAfee for that. I love it. I love that. I love that he said that. I love that he stuck up for Brock. But let's play this video. Have you guys seen this? Did you guys see this? Did you guys see this video? It was Greg Jennings. Do you know who Greg Jennings? Greg Jennings. I guess he was a former Packer. I put the team on my back, though. This guy. Look at this. I'm just gonna play it. You guys are gonna react. Let's. If they wanted Justin Fields, they could have had him, dude. I love it. You know what? This comment cracks me up. It says, who actually watches that show? Nobody. I got someone tweeted, sent me that this morning, like way early in the morning. Did you see this? And I looked at it. There was like no engagement on the tweet. Like, there's like nobody watches that nonsense. And even now, like you go back, there's like 200 like nobody's listening to this guy. Greg Jennings is a salty loser because the Packers got owned by the Niners. You're absolutely right. That made that point in the chat. Like, come on, Justin Fields, stop it. The Chicago Bears have the #1 pick, and they might move off of Justin Fields to go get Caleb Williams. Stop it. Stop telling yourself that. This Brock Purdy's in year two, and he's taken this team to the NFC Championship back-to-back years. But move away from him? Oh, my. Crazy. Bro, the guy next to him was looking at him like, what are you talking about? So crazy, man. These people just be talking like, why can't I have that job? That is crazy. Second year, NFC Championship in a year. That's why I love Pat McAfee. That's why I love Pat McAfee for that. Yo, that. And I was so pro Justin Fields. I wanted the Niners to drive. We remember, like I was the one. I was sitting there. Fields at 3. I wanted him, but you've seen him. He's a good mobile quarterback. He can run the ball. He's not a quarterback, ladies. He's not going to run Kyle's system. Kyle had his chance to get him. Kyle wouldn't want this guy. Justin Fields. This is crazy. People say anything. And I knew they were going to say. Remember, I said this the other day. I said, if Brock doesn't win a Super Bowl, if they fall short this year, the media is going to say, okay, what quarterback do they get? Who do they get? Who do they get? Because clearly Brock's not the guy. It's his second year, and you're in the NFC Championship in year 2. Chill out, my guy. Chill out. But I know the media is going to sit there and say, the Niners are going to get a quarterback. Who are they going? Are they going to get Kirk Cousins? Like, this is why it's imperative for the 49ers to win. Because if they don't, the media is going to come crawling and attack the Niners. They need a new quarterback. Brock Purdy isn't him. Brock Purdy isn't the guy. He can't lead them all the way. For that conversation to go away, the 49ers have to win the Super Bowl. Bottom line. Absolute bottom line. The 49ers have to win it. Otherwise, we're going to hear that story all year long in the offseason. Every single month until the season starts. We got to win the Super Bowl. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. My man, Julius says, I look at the hate as the media think Purdy is way better than all the older quarterbacks in the league since they got to make excuses for Josh Allen of the NFL who don't stand on business. I mean, listen, they make excuses for Allen every single week. And I don't think he's bad. I think Josh Allen's a phenomenal talent. Great player. Good guy. But he falls short when it matters most. Brock Purdy, okay, he was struggling a little bit in that game, but he clutched up when it mattered most, man. If the 49ers can win this Super Bowl, none of these idiots will know what hit them in the face. And I can't wait. Nick Wright, all of these guys, every single one of them. Man, Joe says, this situation feels like 4th and goal with 1 second remaining in the Super Bowl. Niners got to win. We are at the finish line. We are so close. They have to finish the job. I'll be proud of them either way, but we got to win because if we don't, we're going to hear these dumb takes every single day of the week until the season starts, man. Man, this right here. Enrique says, not even Trevor Lawrence has made it this far. And he was supposed to be the next Joe Montana. Right? They were talking about how Trevor Lawrence is a generational. Oh my God, he's the man. He's the man. He's the man. He's not the man. He's not. They say it about every Justin. That whole quarterback draft list. 49ers took Trey Lance. Mac Jones was there. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. That whole draft was the most mid-draft of all quarterbacks of all time. Like looking back at that draft now, those quarterbacks, all of them are terrible. But every single person in the media will tell you they're all better than Brock Purdy. It's crazy. Justin Fields? Crazy, man. Crazy. Point and shoot. My man says, I love how pissed everyone is going to be going into this game. Good weather. Lions are kind of screwed. I mean, I'm not going to say the Lions are screwed because I think it's going to be a tough game. You can't count them out. But yeah, the 49ers played in rain last week. It's going to be beautiful. Clear skies, sunny weather, NFC Championship. No scarf needed. But I'll be there. And I'm going to be hoping that confetti rains down on me. Let's talk about some other things today because there was a lot of other news today. We'll make it short, simple, to the point. 64 and sunny. Let's talk about it. Let's see what happened today in the news department, right? Other than the haters. Let's talk about it. So today, there definitely was some news regarding the 49ers. They signed a guy. They got the draft picks. Clelin Ferrell had surgery. Yeah, that's right. Clelin Ferrell had surgery. So let's talk about it. So the first story of the day, Brian Griese, quarterbacks coach, and Clint Kubiak, the passing game coordinator, both of them were interviewed for the Saints offensive coordinator position. One of these guys could be the Saints offensive coordinator. The 49ers coaches are always getting poached. It's no difference this year. Both of those guys have been really solid, coaches for the 49ers, assistant coaches. I think Brian Griese has been a heck of a QB coach. I really like him. I think he's done a great job overall. I could see him being a really good offensive coordinator. Clint Kubiak, right? Part of the Kubiak family. Their family's always been around football. I think he's done a good job too. I feel like, Brock Purdy's been great, and I think a lot of their success, not only from Kyle, but these two guys. So would hate to lose any one of those guys, but Kyle Shanahan's tree is phenomenal, man. His tree is just growing and growing and growing, and I hope we don't lose any of these guys, but every single year we sit here and we're talking about which coach are we going to lose, man, and it's tough. You want to give them their opportunity. You want to see them shine and get their opportunities in the league, but at the end of the day, it's tough to focus. We got a big game going on, and now we got interviews for coaches left and right. Last 2 weeks was Steve Wilkes. We'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on this. But again, Clint Kubiak, Brian Griese, they're interviewing for the Saints offensive coordinator position. So we shall see. Yeah, I don't know. I hope we don't lose any of these guys. I think they've been really good coordinators or assistant coaches for this team. So we'll see. My man Florence says Ray McLeod liked Ryan Cleek's negative Purdy tweet. I saw that. It was more of a receipt keeper. Sometimes people will I do that all the time. Like if I see a negative tweet, like I'll bookmark it sometimes, but sometimes I'll like it to go back to it, so I know which one to save because you can look at your like tweets. Sometimes you go that way if you don't want to just save it or bookmark it. Sometimes you go through it that way. So that's what a lot of athletes do. They'll like the tweet to bookmark it in a way. I know it sounds crazy, but that's kind of what happened there. Let's see. So, yeah, that was the first news of the morning. Brian Griese, Clint Kubiak being interviewed for the Saints job. I mean, every single week, every single year during the offseason or during the playoff time, I feel like we're the team that always gets coaches poached, man. It is what it is. When you're great, everybody wants a piece of you. And it's funny because the media hates us, but everybody wants their coaches, right? So, yeah. Let's see. Couple other news for the day. So Clelin Ferrell, we all know that he is on the injured reserve list. He had a knee injury, a couple weeks ago when he did have that knee injury. They said that he'd be back, right? For a couple weeks, he'd probably be back for the NFC Championship game. Unfortunately, he had knee surgery today, and he was in good spirits. He posted on his Instagram story. He says surgery complete, and it had a picture of him after surgery, post-surgery. He had, bandage on his knee. He was in his hospital gown and everything in his hospital bed. He says surgery complete. God is good. Grateful for my brothers and everyone in the organization. He goes, that made this year special. We still got one goal left. He goes, bring that Lombardi home to our fans. You got to love that, man. He says, bring that Lombardi home to our fans. I wish Clelin was still playing. Great player. Hell of a guy. I think he was very underrated. He was a good rotational player for this defensive line. It's going to be tough not to see him on the field because I think he was really, really coming into his own. He was kind of like the Samson Ebicam, kind of Charles Menahu type guy, and he was really, really, really good at the run defense, and I think he was pretty solid setting the edge. So guy that we've missed, the defensive line's definitely missed his presence, and his D-line, man, it's tough. You need legs, you need bodies, and unfortunately they've been, falling apart. Drake Jackson, he had surgery last week, as well, and we had Randy Gregory's been in there, but now he has more burden on him. Chase Young, he's been kind of hit or miss since they signed him. I feel like after the Jaguars game, he kind of just kind of vanished a little bit. Not going to say he hasn't played hard, but there's been times where I didn't notice him, And, they had some injuries. Arik Armstead was hurt for a while, so D-line needs all the help they can get. Unfortunately, Clelin Ferrell's not going to be back for the next 2 games, but I hope he heals up. I wish him well. This is a guy that's going to be a free agent this offseason. He signed a 1-year deal, kind of like a prove-it deal, and I think they should bring him back. Hopefully he gets healthy and can rehab himself back into a good position. I really like Clelin Ferrell, but yeah, he had surgery today on his knee. 49ers did sign an offensive lineman / defensive tackle. This guy was used to be on the Cowboys. Isaac Alarcon, he's signed to a reserve future deal, so it's a guy they could develop. Again, futures deal is the guy that they can kind of develop for, and he's guaranteed to be on at least the roster next year and see if he can make it to the practice squad. He was part of the international pathway plan with Alfredo Gutierrez, 49ers offensive lineman. Both of these guys were part of the international development plan, and now we have them both on the 49ers. Maybe they can both step in and play, but he was an offensive lineman, and he transitioned to a defensive tackle on the Cowboys. So pretty cool, nice, little guy that they can stash and develop for the future. So good to see that. A couple other news for the day. The 49ers were awarded their draft picks. So today, teams were given their draft picks, expectations for their draft picks. The 49ers are expected to have 11 draft picks this year with 4 compensatory picks. That's amazing. 4 comp picks, 11 draft picks, and they will have their first round pick since 2021. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They will have their first round draft pick since 2021. It's been a couple of years. We remember traded for Trey Lance. We haven't had first round picks in a long time. 11 draft picks. I can't wait for the draft. But hopefully we're Super Bowl champs that have the draft. We'll figure out our draft stock in the next couple of weeks. If the 49ers win the Super Bowl, they're the last pick in the draft in the first round. So kind of like a second round pick. But hey, it is what it is. We do have a first round pick. It's nice to know. And we have 11 draft picks. That's a lot of ammunition for John Lynch to use. So good stuff, man. My man Esther says, are we drafting a left tackle in the first round? I hope they do. We need to get Trent Williams as heir apparent. I know he said he's going to be back next year, but we definitely need offensive linemen. We need some cornerback depth. We need a lot. We always need depth at every piece. The defensive line needs help. So I'm excited. Can't wait for the draft. But first, before the draft, a lot of work is still left to be done. We still need to win this game this weekend. We still need to win the Super Bowl. If we win this weekend, then we can worry about the draft, So definitely need to shore up that tackle spot, though. Both sides. Left tackle for the future for Trent and a right tackle. Because Colton McKivitz, he's not a world beater. He's decent, but he's Colton McKivitz. They need to make sure they get a stud, a star, a Hall of Fame, well, maybe not a Hall of Fame, but a Pro Bowl level caliber right tackle. So we'll see. Yeah. My man Steven says the right tackle is still a concern. So yeah, draft left tackle to develop. Yeah, get them both. Get a tackle at each spot, man. I need offensive linemen. They haven't really went heavy on offensive linemen, so maybe that's a position that they can go heavy on this year. Because one day Trent's gonna retire. It's gonna hit us like a ton of bricks. Jonathan says score prediction. I'm not too sure yet. I'll have a prediction probably Friday when we do our prediction show, but I'm still trying to think of what the score is going to be. There's a lot of things to think about. Florence says, "Why can't you super chat?" YouTube demonetized the page, so we're working on getting that back. A little unfortunate, I didn't really say anything to people, but unfortunate. YouTube reached out to me last week and they say you got demonetized because I reuse content. But if you look at every sports page out there, they post reused content, and it's unfortunate. A lot of people use my reused content. So something I'm working on. I sent an appeal to YouTube, man. YouTube's always had it against me. I feel like it might be because my old page was, kind of under the gun. I could never get my old YouTube page monetized, and I still have it, and it's kind of linked to this page. And I think they might have realized, oh, it's the same guy that we didn't monetize before. Now we're paying him. We're going to take it away. So I'm in the appeal process. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man. Hopefully we can get the super chats back. It was fun to have, all the monetization and all the features and stuff. So I apologize for anybody that was a member. You can go ahead and get rid of that until we fix that. So it's tough. It's unfortunate, but YouTube, they don't want to see your boy shine. It is what it is. Why am I not live with Jake. We're doing it Thursday. He's out of town. He was in LA. So link the Cash App. Maybe I should. I'll put the Cash App on the next. I'll set that up because I'm still waiting for the appeal. I don't want to throw that on there if they change their mind. So we'll see. I probably will put the Cash App if it doesn't get rectified here soon. Why am I not live with Jake? He's doing a show with me on Thursday this week. So we'll see what happens. YouTube it definitely is, JR. It's unfortunate. But I do appreciate all the support. They'll let me get paid if I use that, Steve. Maybe I will. You know the vibes. We'll see. But no, even if I'm not getting monetized, I do want to say I appreciate the support. This page has been growing really rapidly, and I do appreciate all the support. I obviously can't post as much as I want to because I do work a lot, but I try to get as much content as I can up on here. But I do want to say thank you to everybody that has supported and continue to support the YouTube page and all the platforms. So it's always fun to see all the great people that support and all the Niner fans, and it's fun to create content for you guys. So thank you again. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the day. I'm going to keep it super short today, about 30 minutes. I will be live maybe a little later. If not, we'll check back with you next tomorrow. There should be some news tomorrow. They're back to practice. Niners are back in practice next tomorrow. So we'll see if Debo is ready to roll. I hope he is. We'll probably learn that he's either limited or not practicing tomorrow. That's my guess. And we'll have to monitor the situation as the week goes out. But again, we'll be live as we do every day tomorrow. And then Thursday, live with Jake, Uncovered NFL on Instagram will be there. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Go Niners. The haters want to hate, but you know what? They're just jealous that we're in the NFC Championship. Third time out of the last 4 years. You guys have a good night. Bang, bang. Not again.